Nick, how do you get clients? How do you balance income versus passion? How do you approach a new client via email? These are only some of the questions that you guys asked me on Instagram, and in this video, I'm gonna answer a lot of them and in detail. So if you want to use that opportunity next time, then follow me on Instagram at @IamNickMetzger and ask your questions there as well, so they get answered not only on Instagram, but also in these YouTube videos right here. But let's get right into it. So the first question is, how do you get clients? I live in a small town in South Dakota near the biggest town in the state. Well, ultimately, it's very important that you understand that you're not only running a video business, but you're running a business that gets results for clients, okay? So you're not only selling videos, but you're actually selling something that a client of yours gets a benefit out of, either by getting more customers or by getting more brand awareness or by getting better employees or more employees or whatever goal they want to focus on. So how do you get more clients? It's fairly easy. You want to make sure that you're aware of the benefits that your video brings to the client, and then you reach out to them via the so-called cold video pitch, okay? And the cold video pitch is fairly easy. It's a simple email containing a video where you show your screen with the website of the client open, as well as yourself. You can use a software called loom.com for that. And then you go through the website of the client and compare it to a competitor's website. And ideally, that potential client is not using video yet, but the competitor is. And then you let the client know that, hey, Mr. Client, look at these competitors here. They're all using video, and there are studies backing this up that a website increases the conversion rate by up to 80% when there's a video on it. So that means their conversion rate is up to 80% higher than yours of your website, just because of the fact that they're using video, which means they're ethically stealing clients from you. They're ethically stealing money from you. So if you don't want to miss out, then just use video as well. And I have a great strategy on how you can do that. And then you present the strategy that they can use to make more money with videos or getting better employees with videos, depending on what their goal is. Next one is an interesting one. Did you ever have the case that the client wasn't satisfied with the video that you provided? To be honest, yes, I had. I mean, we have over 120 clients, so yes, I did have that. I think 2 or 3 times in the past. Now, what do you do if that's the case? You ask them why. Why are you not happy? What did you expect, right? And you let the client talk first. You want to make sure that the situation is assessed correctly and that you fully understand the concern that the client has. And most often, you can resolve it afterwards. But if it differs too much from what you were talking about in the beginning, don't just do changes for free. Don't just say, oh, well, I'll fix it. Please, Mr. Client, I'm so happy that you're my client. No. Yes, you should be grateful for them being a client of yours, but also you should be strict and you should follow through with the things that were being said. So if it differs from what you guys spoke about in the beginning, then you can charge them an extra on top. But do your best to solve the problem, do your best to first understand the problem, and then most likely you'll find a solution. Oh, mindset question. Did you ever fear that a project is too big for you when you took it on? Yes, I did. Not fear, but a huge load of respect, and I was very, very nervous when I took on the $75,000 deal that we did for a company about 3 years ago. For me, whenever there is a huge project that comes my way, I get excited, okay? I love doing huge projects just because they make me nervous, because they challenge me to level up. Now, the cool thing about this situation where you feel super nervous, where maybe you feel even fear, is that you will be forced to become a better person way faster than if you just take on these small little projects all the time. So having some feeling of fear, having some feeling of nervousness is actually good to level up your business. Nick, how would you balance income and passion? Oh, that's an interesting one. Because for me, everything that I'm winning at, everything that I'm good at is fun and is automatically a passion, while every time when I'm losing, every time when I suck at something, typically I don't like it at all. And that is how the human brain is built, because when you win, when you see success, you release dopamine, you release hormones that will make you feel happier, okay? So that means that pretty much everything that you're good at, everything that you become good at, can become a passion. So me personally, I like to follow the money because then I know when I become good at it, I'm not only good at it and have a passion for it, but I also make a lot of money with it. And that is fun for me. That is the way how I approach things. All right, Ellen asks me, how did you know that you really wanted to work in this industry when you were younger? Well, I didn't know. I just grabbed the camera from my dad and I just started playing around with it and I kind of liked it. Then I remember I was on a hike with my school and I took that little camera with me and filmed some stuff and it was fun. And then at the later point where I started doing parkour, I really wanted to film my progress, so I invested pretty much all the money I had, which was like $300, into a camera, a super nice little red one, not a red camera, but an actual physically red camera, and that one had the option to shoot I think 120 frames slow motion, and it was absolutely stunning. And for me, I did these parkour videos, had fun doing so, and over time developed skills. I was naturally talented at doing videos. I realized that I'm good at this, therefore it became a passion, started making money, and whoops, there we go. Now I make money with making videos. Nick, which industry do you make videos for? Well, I make videos for different industries, but our main brand positioning is that we do corporate videos. And the reason why we do that is, again, we didn't follow the passion, we followed the money. Because whenever there is a company in Switzerland, that's where my company is based, is looking for a video, they're calling it the so-called image film. That's the term that we use here in Switzerland. And it's funny, even though they need a TV commercial or they need a cinema commercial or they need a social media ad, they're always typing in image film. So therefore, that is what we positioned ourselves for. So every single time that somebody searches for it, we get found. That's literally the #1 keyword regarding videos in Switzerland. So you should look at what is the #1 search term when it comes to videos in your country, then you position yourself for that, because that will allow you to get way more inbound leads. Hey Nick, I started making videos recently. How do I know if and when my quality is worth $10,000 per month? Okay, this is a question I get quite often. Now, the thing is, there is not a certain point where you have enough quality to be making $10,000 per month. And it's not just about the quality. Yes, of course, you need to have skills. And yes, of course, you need to be able to produce videos that are fairly good. But ultimately, it's more about the skill of communicating the value that your video provides to the client. Because your client, again, does not pay you for a nice looking video. Yes, that's what they're saying to you, but ultimately what they're looking for is for that video to solve a problem that they have or to achieve a goal that they want to achieve, okay? So the true deciding factor if you're able to make $10,000 per month or not with your video business is how well can you communicate the value that the video provides to the client. Zach asks, if people aren't reaching out to you for video, what's the best way you can change that? So there's a cool strategy that I've developed and it's called the client audience hijack strategy. And it works best on LinkedIn, but also works on platforms like Instagram and Facebook. So what you want to do is whenever you finish a project, you want to ask the client, hey, Mr. Client, when you share that video on your website, when you share that video on LinkedIn, in example, or on Instagram, Facebook, can you please tag my page on these platforms? And typically the client just agrees because it's not a big deal for them, but for you, it is a big deal because once the client posts and they tag you, you can now hijack their audience. Every single person that likes the video, every single person that comments below the video, you go to their profile and you DM them and you say, hey, I saw that you saw video X, Y, Z. What specifically did you like about it? And then you start a conversation with them in the DMs and you are using the client's audience to make money. But now if you really want to get more inbound leads, first of all, what you should do is you need to position yourself in one specific industry. You need to position yourself with one specific expert niche, okay? Because once you do that, it's way easier for you to attract new clients. Then post all your work that you do, post it regularly. And in addition to that, if you can, make behind the scenes videos of every single project that you do, because behind the scenes videos work wonder for other clients to reach out to you just because they find it very interesting and they want to do something similar for them. All right, that's it for today's Q&A. I hope these answers were very helpful. And if you want to get your questions answered, make sure to follow me on Instagram at @IamNickMetzger and post your question there as soon as I post my next question sticker in my story. And I will answer them not only there, but sometimes also in YouTube videos like this one. Now, I just want to make sure that if you're a videographer who wants to get to over $10,000 per month within the next 3 to 6 months, I have something interesting for you. Right down below in the description of this video, there is a video training link, the free video training that you can watch that will show you exactly how we help videographers just like you get there, and we even have 100% success guarantee. So if you want, go check that out and see you next time.